And we are back. Hey y'all, welcome back to the Chaotic Book Lovers podcast. It is season 3. I cannot believe we're actually in season 3. We're on episode 2. And I'm so glad that you guys have reunited with me today for this episode. We have a lot of books. Today we're doing the November reading wrap up. So all the books that I read in the month of November. And I'm actually like super duper excited to actually go through all these books because I think I read pretty good. So I had 10 books that I read in the month of November. I don't think I read um anything on my Kindle, so I think we're good. But yeah, we have 10 books, which I think is actually pretty good. We did a nice decent job. We put a nice big dent into our TBR last month. And my physical TBR is no longer exists because I destroyed a whole bunch of books. But right now, as of right now, since I'm not here yet, my TBR is actually non-existent. So we're just gonna see. We're just gonna see. So my life currently just consists of dance moms, um, filming these podcast episodes, and quite literally school and reading, and that is just about it. So I'm like so happy we're back because I just really want to talk to you guys. I want to do the podcast episode so quick. So we're gonna just start out with the first book that I read, and this is the only one I know. I only know two, and wait, actually no, I know the order of books that I read these in. Okay, never mind, guys, we're good. Okay, so the first book I read in the month of November is "If Only I Had Told Her" by Lauren Allen. If you guys know, I quite literally loved "If He Had Been With Me" by Lauren Allen, but this one just did not hit the spot. It did not hit right. I thought it would hit. I thought this book was going to be amazing. I thought this book was going to be on top, but it was not. I was so excited for this book, actually. I just feel like this one kind of just dragged on. I feel like, okay, so first book, it was like, at first, I didn't like it. It was a slow start, but then a strong finish, and I was like, okay, great. But this one was a strong start and a very, very not so great finish. I was just like, oh my gosh, it's just drowning on forever. Forever, kind of. Because I was just, and I checked Goodreads, and literally, some people were just like, yeah, this was just mid, really. Um, this book was not great. It was not what I expected, and I fully agree. I actually rated "If He Had Been With Me" 5 stars. I rated it 5 stars, and this I rated. Let me see. Let me just check, guys. I rated this one 2 stars. So I'm gonna read you guys my review, and also I just want to say that somehow, If Only I Had Told Her has a higher rating on Goodreads than If You Had Been With Me, but okay. So my review was, it was okay. I liked the follow-ups and Phineas's side, but after Jack went to college and Autumn went baby shopping, it just got boring. I also just realized the true villain here is Finn, because he had all of these girls. What sound did I just produce? He had all of these girls rung along, like no joke. He literally had Autumn he made Autumn feel like she was just an experiment. He he had Sylvie, and he admitted to still loving Sylvie when he cheated on Sylvie, and then he put both their lives in danger. And Sylvie's not in the wrong, no matter what anyone says. So it's just kind of like maturing. It's like that trend where it's like maturing is realizing, and in this case, it's maturing is realizing that Phineas is quite literally the villain in this entire story. No exceptions needed. Um, now Sylvie and Autumn are like frenemies or something. I like the first one better because this book was honestly just low key, really mid. It was not the vibe that I was hoping. It was just kind of boring. It dragged along. The writing style I just didn't enjoy. Um, I just feel like there was like some things where I was just like we could have gone without, and we really could have. Honestly, we really could have. And I mean, I'm glad we got to see it and everything, but still, we really could have gone without it, honestly. And I just feel like we could have done a whole lot better with this book and the production. The next book that I read this month, why am I saying we? whatever, I'm just gonna say we. The next book that we read this month was The Striker by Anna Huang. I rated this book 5 stars. It was amazing. I loved it. I love this book so much. What does this even mean? What is this little tab right here? I mean, I'm gonna have to check that. Okay, I love this so much. Okay, I know this one has an average rating of like 4 stars in general, but that is okay because I gave it 5 stars. Um, I'm gonna read you guys my review right now. Pull it up real quick. Okay. I think this book just broke my reading slump of 2 months because if you guys didn't know, I've been in a reading slump for the past 2 months. Literally have not been enjoying anything that I've been reading. But I flew this book like it was nobody's business. And since I got the indie exclusive edition, I got my copy the night before it came out. But I insisted on finishing The King of Sloth because, TikTok told me we'd see Sloane a lot in this book, which we did, but not as much as I thought we would. Now, you guys know I love it when we see characters from other books of hers, especially if like said characters are from the Twisted series. So imagine my reaction when we saw Jules and Josh. Now, yes, I know Jules and Asher keep in chat contact, but I didn't think we'd see them in this one. And good to know that Josh will hold to grab you because you wanna know why? Because it keeps things interesting. Keeps things interesting, guys. Also, the scene when Isabella was like the scene with Isabella and oh my gosh, the scene with Isabella and Scarlett was like literally so cute, and nobody can tell me otherwise. I know was my favorite side character in this book, and I did say a few chapters, but not that much because I was too busy giggling and kicking my feet over this book. And I thought almost 200, 600 pages was a stretch for this one, but this book's page length is perfect. So go read it right now. Yeah, this book was actually like quite literally the perfect thing for me to break me out of my reading slump. You guys know I love, love, love Anna Huang's writing. I love to be broken out of reading slumps. So bring on the action for sure because I am welcome to it all. Anna Huang has some sort of writing talent that I just enjoy so much. And it's the same thing with Ellie Hazelwood. It's like if I rate any of her books under 3 stars, then you know that book was just genuinely not good. Okay? Because I love everything Ellie Hazelwood writes. I love everything that Anna Huang writes. So if it's anything under 3 stars, just know it was not good. To me, it was just not good. In general. Okay, so try to put this book away because I'm away as I read as I go through them. The next book that I read was Something's Witchy by Sierra Spencer. Now this one was an ARC review. And you guys know my ARC reviews. I literally put a disclaimer like this is an ARC review. I got this book before it came out, sent to me by the author. So there was no foul play because, people are like, oh my gosh, like you're stealing this book. Like you're hacking into the system or someone gave you this book. No. Like no, the author gave me this book. I have art read for Sierra Spencer before. I read Model Behavior by her, which was a 5 star read for me. I just feel like I was just in that romance mood and like she definitely like brought it in. I definitely wish you the email at like the perfect time because come on now. Come on. Also, does anyone even know what Lemon 8 is? Because I keep getting like these advertisements for Lemon 8. Um, I just don't know what it is. But people are saying like it's really good. So I'm like, maybe I get it. I don't know. Okay. So I read this book the 4 stars. So I'm gonna just get the disclaimer with like the art copy reviews because you guys don't care at all. I wouldn't care to be honest. So I'm gonna get straight to the point because what's the point of doing all this extra stuff? Okay. Okay, so I just think this one wasn't for me. I like the story, the plot, even the characters. I was reading pages and zoning out a lot when I was reading it, and maybe it was just something with me. I was watching Gilmore Girls while reading this. Perfect vibes. I will say this book made me really want to watch Sabrina the Teenage Witch, so that's a good thing, I guess. It really put me in a fall mood there, though, and I did enjoy it. I just feel like it was too slow paced for me, so I removed a star. But like I said, the story itself was great. I just did a lot of zoning out with it. I did see the ending coming though, and there was a point where I was like, "This doesn't have a happy ending." I was extremely excited for the second book though. This will be a great addition for my bookshelf when I get my physical copy. When I get my hands on that physical copy, you guys best believe Sierra Fenton will be moving up the shelf because I have all my series like bunched up and then like my standalones I just have them randomly. So can't wait to add her to one of the people I have multiple books from because yeah. Why do I keep closing out the tab? It's like my computer's already moving slow, so like me closing out the tab is really just not helping my case here, honestly. Okay, thank goodness. Okay, what's the next book that I read? I think the next book that I read was either Lightlark or Burn for Eternity. And my Goodreads does not tell me the correct order that I read books, so it's unreliable at all times. But I think it was Lightlark. I think it was Lightlark that I read. I actually rated this book 4 stars, and I don't know why this book gets so much hate. This book gets an unnecessary amount of hate, and it's kind of like triggering me because what? 𝙤𝙬𝙧𝙀? Wow, I just feel like it kind of was just like, guys, we got a little too far in that one scene, and I just feel like there must be a disclaimer or something like that because I was I was taken aback. I literally, my friend recommended this book to me, and I was like, girl, why did you not warn me about this? I thought this was YA. And she's like, it is. It's just suggestive. And I'm just like, okay. But she did say like Night Bane was like it's rated YA and it's an adult. So I just feel like you can't switch the age genre mid-series. Especially when like you do it like 𝙤𝙬𝙧𝙀 where it's like literally the biggest cliffhanger. You can't do that. You can't do that. I just feel like it should be against the rule. Why is I don't know. Guys, my brain hurts. And Goodreads is glitching. I clicked Lightlark and it brought me to Powerless. Cause yeah, and I know it brought me to Powerless because it literally had the review appear and then it just switched to Powerless. Okay. Like I was saying, rated this book 4 stars. And this was my review. No, I didn't win. And in case that wasn't clear, I really wanted Grimm to win. But we didn't get that apparently. So thanks a lot, Alex. I rated this book 4 stars for 2 reasons. The start seemed a bit too much like Powerless, and I recently found out that Powerless was made after Lightlark. Forgive me. Point still stands though. Someone got to get a point taken off, and I read this one first. But Lauren Roberts, in some ways, felt like I was reading the same book but with different characters. Around page 100, I started noticing differences and started to pick up my reading pace. The second part was that I had already predicted the end of the book. Like, literally, the second that we got introduced to the villain of the story, I was like, it's so obvious who the villain is. So obvious. Um, Besides the grim part, of course, like it was so simple and clear to see. I guess the ending after ending the first time Celeste returned from the first library. I don't know why this book gets the amount of hate that it does because it was an amazing. It was this part. This what? This was amazing. I got to the point where I turned the audiobook on while I was cleaning. I was giggling, kicking my feet. You know the drill. With me by now. Go read this one, give it a chance. Come back to me and let me know how you feel because this book was amazing and it gets so much unnecessary hate for copying other books. Obviously, you guys did not read up to 100. You guys obviously DNF'd a little too early before you even got to the juicy bits because it was good. It was good. Maybe oh wait, no, I meant 𝙬𝙀𝙀. 𝙬𝙀𝙀, as in like the third book. That's the one where it like crossed the boundary line of the age rating or something. But yeah, I don't know what it is. I feel like with me, I don't mind similar books because it's just like, oh my gosh, I love this book, so read this book because it's basically like has the same plot. We're following the same thing. Like it's so easy to get into. There's less world building if you think about it. Because everybody's always complaining about like fantasy series have so much world building and like I can't start another one for like another 7,000 months because I can't do all this world building stuff again. Well, go read a book similar. So I don't know what people compare this book to, but read Lightlark if you enjoyed that book because like guys, please. But I feel like it's just me. But I just cannot stand predictable endings. I'm just like, I'm hoping it's predictable. I'm hoping that it's so predictable that when it's not what I thought it was, I'll be surprised, but that's never the case. That is never the case. The next book that I read this month was Burn for Burn, and I'm checking Goodreads right now, but I believe I gave this one 5 stars. Yes, I give it 5 stars. Um, this has a disclaimer, but this is like content warnings, and I don't know, but please read my review. I'm not gonna say the content warnings opening because I really don't feel like it. I'm tired. But please read the review before reading this book. Um, because yes. I am canceling my friend because what the heck? How did she ask me to read this book when she knows I hate cliffhangers? I'm kidding. This book was amazing. I flew through it and I can't wait to read the second book. I need to go ahead and order the second one. This was published back in 2012, so I'm glad we got some early 2000s slang. It was really nostalgic to me, to be honest. Kat is such a vibe. Sorry, I was like checking the publisher again. Kat is a vibe. I love her so much. Mary has issues. I can already tell, but I still love her. And I like got my nerves on a lot. Like, do you not see how this is wrong? Like, even before we came up with the plan, Rennie was so controlling and brushed off a lot of things. Like, if you read the book and like you read the trigger warnings that I put up there, you will be like, oh my gosh, she brushed off a lot of things that happened. You know, she was just a bad friend in general, and was the reason the trio fell apart. Like, Pat has a good reason to hold a grudge. No joke, no lie, all truth. Can't wait to see what happens next in the second book. I feel like I shouldn't even have to say things. I feel like that review just kind of just explained every single thing, like all the emotions that I felt when I read that book. Okay, okay. The next book that oh my gosh, I'm pretty sure I like trashed this book so hard. Trashed this book so hard. And I'm so sorry to anyone who loved this book. This is a really popular one, but I give this book 2 stars. To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han. No, 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 no. Okay, I scrolled through it and there's like a lot of 2 star reviews. Like, I don't even know what to say here. Okay, let's just go ahead and get into the review. It was okay. It was also really repetitive. Okay, this is the really repetitive part. I'm in this book server, and they do these things on the weekends, on Saturdays specifically, where they do like word hunts. So you read your book and you look for words based off the theme, and that theme that week was quite literally character names. I was like, I'm not gonna get too many of these. Literally, opened the book and one chapter, I got 70 points from just one chapter, because it just kept repeating. It just kept repeating the same name over and over again. It just kept repeating Chris, 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 Margaret, Margaret, Chris, Margaret, Chris, Chris, Margaret, 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 Chris. I sound so much like an AI. Wait, that's actually scary. It was just so repetitive. It actually got on my nerves. Like, I was just like, oh, this book is not it for me. I only gave it 2 stars for that specific reason. It was bland. The writing just was not my style. I like the movie to this one way better than the book itself. It was good. I just didn't enjoy the writing. The idea, plot, and settings were nice. I just got really repetitive as the book was dumb, as if the book were dumbed down to read. As if I'm like a 7-year-old and this, October's reading me a book. Come on. Because it was literally just like over explaining everything, like to the nitty gritty. Oh my gosh. It's good if you're just starting to get into reading, but I've been reading for a long time. No, I'm not even lying, you guys. I've been reading for a very long time. And this one just was not for me. It was not for me at all. I just didn't enjoy it. Okay. I had a lot of bad reviews this month. If you guys couldn't tell, I did. But it's okay. We are powering through slowly but surely. Slowly but surely. Surely. Okay, so the next book we have is quite literally the Book of Fall. And if you guys know me, I call a certain show the show of the fall because it is so fall themed, and I love this show. And the show was on the November live stream. Thumbnail. If you're getting my gist and you're seeing where my boat is flowing and where I'm trying to land, where I'm trying to sail my ship, where I'm trying to land my plane, you'll get it. The Pumpkin Spice Cafe, the book based off of Gilmore Girls. 4 stars. This book was amazing, but it was not 5-star material. Okay. So my rating was a 4.2, and since we all know Goodreads does not let us put, decimals in our reviews, it's just a straight up 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. I put 4.2 in the description, but I had to round it down for, Amazon, Goodreads, Amazon, please update Goodreads, please, Amazon, please, Amazon, please, Amazon, please, Amazon, please, round it down. It's over. So this book is literally the definition of Gilmore Girls coded. It's amazing. Logan is so Luke vibes. Oh my gosh, I love this book so much. I read it in a day. What was that? I read it in a day. It's not good enough for 5 stars, but nothing below 3. So I put it right in the middle of that, which is a 4 star. It was cozy, fast paced, and the perfect book to end my fall reading season. It was not the last book I read in the month of fall, y'all, because we still have what, 1, 2, 3 books left in this wrap up episode. So obviously, it's not the last book we read that I read in the month of November, but still. Um, I love small town books, and what made it even better is how similar Dream Harbor is to Stars Hollow. Oh my gosh, I love Stars Hollow. No joke. Literally want to go live there because everybody is so friendly and everybody has each other's backs. It's not even funny. Not even funny. The perfect book to read if you like secret relationships, slow burn, small town, cozy romances with the cafe side trope, which I don't know if like the cafe is like an actual trope. I just know people like books with the cafes. Don't ask me why, don't ask me how. I just know that. Okay. The next book we have is Modern Lovers by Emma Straub. I think that's how you pronounce her last name. Like, I don't want to butcher her last name. Don't want to. But this book is actually rated so, I want to say low, but it's not. It's almost 2 stars. The overall rating is almost 2 stars on Goodreads. Uh, yeah. It just was not for me. I think, wait, what other books has Laura written? Because I feel like I've I mean, yeah, what other stories has Emma written? Because I feel like I've heard her name before. Look at the good read profile right now. Okay, I've never heard her name before. Just amazing. So I'm gonna just be straight up honest with you guys. I thought this was gonna be like an Emily Henry book because of the cover, but I rate this book 1 out of 5 stars. It was just not for me. It was not good. It was boring. It was not riveting. It was just kind of like, okay, okay. But let's go ahead and read the review. No, just no. Okay, so this book started off slow, then I picked it up and dropped it again. It was a bad adventure reading this book. Honestly, I thought it was gonna be like an Emily Henry kind of book based on the cover, but I read the synopsis as soon as I received it. I got this from a blind date with a book on Etsy, which the person that sent me this, I hope you see this video. Because when I got this, I sent them my Goodreads, and this is just supposed to be a normal nonfiction. It's not even supposed to be a romance or anything. Most of my Goodreads is consisting of romance. So what were you thinking sending me this? They sent me this, and then they sent me It Happened One Summer, which I still need to get reading, but I'm gonna wait till freaking summer to read that book because, girl, as if I'm gonna be reading a summer book in the middle of winter. I do want it to be, I want it to be summer, but I'm not going to spoil my summer reads from it like midlife crisis, okay? And I knew from the start I would not like this book, and I was correct. But I tried it anyways, and it just wasn't for me. I finished it, you know, And that's all there is to it. I just was into it and I couldn't get into it. Okay? Oh wait, I didn't read one more book besides what I told you guys. 'Cause I told you guys I read 10. But technically I did. I only finished 10, but I did it my first ever DNF for this year. Crazy, right? We're gonna just go ahead and get into that one. Um, before I forget it again. And that book, something I was like so excited to read. I was so excited to read this book. Wait, guys, oh my gosh, it's glitching out again. My Amazon Goodreads is, guys, oh my gosh, no, my browser is not responding. Oh, this was, I'm just gonna let that do its thing. This book was a 1-star rating for me, but I DNF'd it. I thought it would be better than the movie. It was not better than the movie. So I don't know what exactly I was thinking, what my thought process was, but it just, wait, oh my gosh, it's actually November. I don't remember what year I read it. My Goodreads says I didn't ever put it up here. Okay, I think that's right. I think that was like the days that I read it and everything. So that means my thing is inaccurate? Has it not been tracking? Is that why I can't seem to find anything? Oh my gosh, guys. I'm like actually gonna crash out. Okay. Okay, so this was a DNF. Leave the World Behind was a DNF because it was just boring to me. Um, I just really wish it was better. I thought it was gonna be, better than the movies. Hint, wink, wink, hint, hint. But it was not. It really was not. And I was so hopeful. But it was over explaining. There was an entire chapter talking about her grocery list and what she bought that day and what brand she bought and what kind, like the gluten free and like the the freaking down to the nutrition facts. I just did not need to know that. It just dragged on. It was boring, over explained, bad writing style in my opinion. I just did not like it. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh. Okay. The next book that I read in the month of, I want to say February. Whoa. Whoa. And then after that, I was about to say January. Whoa. Okay. The next book we have is Better Than the Movies by Len Painter. This book was a 4-star read for me, but this is not what I closed my month of November out on. No, because I need to end it up with a bad book. Because I just love doing things like that to myself. But this book was a 4 stars. So this is my review. This book was really good. Honestly, only took 1 star off because Liz was getting on my nerves. For someone who loves rom-com stories and will fight anyone who doesn't or does not understand it, which me too, girl, but still, she missed some really big signs. Lynn has an amazing writing style, and I'm angry because I didn't get to read this before now. It was a slow burn. I hate slow burns so much, but I'm willing to ignore it this time because I am in a good mood. Amazing story. Would recommend to anyone wanting to get into reading. I read this book in one day. It was so fast paced and cute. It does have long chapters, but it means more content and excuse to continue reading. We'll be reading Nothing Like the Movies, and that one's already out. I forgot that was already out, and I was like, oh my gosh, I should have just bought both of them at the same time, but I was scared I wouldn't like it, so, cause you guys know, I'm the hater of all books. I'm the hater of all books, honestly. So I was scared I wouldn't like it, so I didn't get the second book, but I did like it. I need to get the second book, okay? I need to get the second book. I also need to get Cinnamon Bun Cafe, because what in the world? That book was amazing. Oh my gosh, the next book I read is rated historical fiction. And then it's just rated historical. Historical? Mm, no. Beauty and the Beast is not historical, okay? The next book I read in this month was Rebel Rose by Emma Dearbolt. Hopefully I'm not butchering her name. This book has so many good reviews, and I wish I could have been one of those good reviews, but I rate this book 2 stars. It's in the, context of, um, like, guys, I just wasn't. I loved Beauty and the Beast, as a child, and I still do. It's an amazing story, amazing fairy tale, amazing movie, amazing everything. I even loved the live action movie, but this just was not it, okay? It's rated historical fiction and historical. That's what it's marked and labeled as. What was Beauty and the Beast historical? What part of history besides France and like the 1970s does this have to do with anything? It's a fantasy, and that is that. Is this dystopian? Would you guys consider this like Dark Academia dystopian? No, it's not. Wait. No, it's not dystopian. I have no clue what dystopian even means. Okay, I'm gonna have to look that up later on in my life. Not today though, because this is the last book. I'm like really tired. I'm gonna go take a sleep. Take what? Take a sleep, Maddie. I'm gonna go take a nap or do something with my life, okay? Because sitting here complaining about a book is not it, but it's okay. This book I rated 2 stars. It was okay, and if you guys know, I read these books out of order. I read the one about Jasmine first. It was basically the same as the second book in the series. It was kind of boring, basic. I was gonna rate the last one in the series, which I think is about Mulan, but I might. If the entire series is like the same plot, kind of, but with different Disney princesses, it was okay. Definitely a maybe read. Not something I'd recommend if someone's like, "What's your favorite fantasy?" Not this one. Not this one, guys. Obviously, guys, go read Lightwork or read Powerless or read Tristan Strong or something like that. Read Wings of Fire. I haven't even read that, but I can already tell it's gonna be amazing. So let's do don't wait this. I think my overall rating for this month, like in stars, if I'm calculating, I think my overall rating is like a 2.22, 2.30 something because I had a lot of 2 and 3 stars this month. I really wish I could have had more 4 and 5 stars this month, but I had no 5 stars this month. If I wait, no, we had Burn for Burn. Oh my gosh, I think I only had we had a lot more 2 stars than I could have wished I had, but okay, yeah. That is it. Thank you all so much for listening to me yap for the past 35 minutes. I'm gonna see you all in my next episode. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you. What am I saying? Okay. Make sure you guys like, comment, hit the notification bell so you guys know if I ever miss a video. Make sure you guys comment down below what was your favorite book on your November, reading wrap up. Like, what was your favorite book that you read in the month of November? Or just tell me your entire